Morning, it is Pastor Jamie with Together Ministries, and I am here with our Thursday morning devotional through the book of Psalms. We're going to be in Psalms chapter 3, starting off in verses 1 through 2, and we are talking about the protection of God. In verse 1, it says this: "O Lord, I have so many enemies. So many are against me. So many are saying, God will never rescue him." In these verses, the psalmist is in a bad situation. He has people who are against him, who have decided that they are going to get away scot-free. There's no way anyone will know. They are going to pin all the dirt that they can on the author of these words. Harm him, hurt him, harm his reputation, maybe his family, maybe his finances, I don't know. But hurt him in such a way that if many of us were in the same situation, we would begin asking our question, how do we fight back? When we find ourselves in these situations where our back is up against the wall, we can begin to act desperate, begin to act like we have to take care of ourselves. We have to put things in our own hands. And when we do that, we can sometimes forget who's really in control. It's not the person or the situation that is the most powerful. It's not the person or the situation that is clouding our judgment that is the most in control. And the psalmist goes on in verse 3 to remind us who is. It says, "But you, O Lord, are a shield around me. You are my glory. You are the one who holds my head high." Holds my head high. This is not someone who has shame, who has embarrassment, who has humiliation at being a failure. This is someone who knows that no matter what the situation, no matter how it turns out, that they are God's, that He will protect them. And that may not always mean the exact way we want it to mean, but that He is looking out for them and cares for them. Now, as I read these words, I'm not saying that if you are in a situation where someone is physically harming you or harming you in any way, that you should just stay there and take it. If there is abuse in your life, please step out, get back away from it. And if you need help with that, your pastors are here to help talk you through that process. But what it does mean is that there are going to constantly be enemies or situations in our life that would make us want to make bad choices. Make bad choices that would try and protect us, but would hurt the person who is against us. And that's not our job to do that. The psalmist goes on to say, "I cried out to the Lord and He answered me." In verse 5, it says, "I lay down and slept, yet I woke up in safety, for the Lord was watching over me." This is someone who's able to sleep easy, knowing that God is going to be the most capable person for the job of protecting us. As much as we might think that taking things in our own hands is going to make things better, that we have to go on the offensive, that we have to protect ourselves, God is so much better equipped. And when we tell God, hey, I'm in this fight, but I'm going to give you the boxing gloves, they fit you a lot better than they do me, then we're in a much better situation. When we make decisions out of desperation and self-interest, I'm going to tell you it doesn't go well, or at least it hasn't for me. But when we allow God be our protector, it can go a little better. In verse 7, one of my new favorite verses, it says this: "Arise, O Lord, rescue me, my God, slap all my enemies in the face." I love that. Slap them in the face, God. Not me. I'm not taking on this fight, but you, God, you go for it. And I love this picture because it's as if God is an angry best friend. How dare you say that? How dare you do that? It's a parent. How dare you talk about my person, my kid, the person that I love, and stands up for us. Stands up for us in ways we may not see or know. And I don't think God is going around with giant invisible hands slapping people in the face, although that's a really great picture and really entertaining to me. But what I do think is that when people try and harm us, when we have no fault, that we are allowing God to take care of us and not fighting back and harming others. I think God, in some ways, does kind of slap those situations and tell them they're in the wrong. I look back on my life, on the people who have truly stood against me and who I have allowed God to step into the boxing ring for me. And at first, it looks pretty bad. And I wonder, why am I not fighting back? Why am I not fighting dirty the same way this other person is? And then eventually, truth comes to light. Or at least it has for me. And this may not be every situation, every scenario, but I will tell you, there is nothing you can do, no power you can take on yourself that is more powerful than God. And I can also tell you that when we try to take on that power ourselves, it goes pretty poorly. In verse 8, it says, "Victory comes from you, O Lord." This week, allow God to be your victory. He's a lot better at finding good results than we are.